Hello, my name's Ellie and I normally do the Craft House Magic podcast, but today I'm going to show you all my shawls. So there's 31 in total, but I'm splitting them up into separate little videos according to the shapes of the shawls. And today I'm going to show you the wrap or scarf shaped shawls that I have. The previous videos I've already done are the triangle shaped and the shallow triangles. There's also going to be some crescent shaped shawls and some miscellaneous ones, so watch out for those. But let's get into the wrap shaped ones. So this one is my Gaineamh shawl, and it's a lovely pattern by Ruth from Knitterarium, but unfortunately she doesn't publish patterns anymore, so I'm not sure whether you can get hold of them. But this has got a lovely textured stitch on it. If you can see there up nice and closely. So this is a wrap sort of size, but it's not a particularly long one. I'd probably just wear it sort of around my shoulders with a pin at the front here. And the yarn that I used is a Malibrigo lace in the Bobby Blue colourway. So it was quite an inexpensive yarn actually, Malibrigo. I'm quite pleased with how it knitted up. So yes, I definitely need a shawl pin, I think, to make sure that it doesn't move. But I suppose I could still sort of wear it like that. You might be able to sort of tie it as well, but it seems a shame to fold up all those lovely textured stitches. So that's the first one. The next one I've got to show you is the Goldfish Memories shawl or wrap by Casapinka, and this is a massively long shawl. So it starts all the way that end, and there was actually 12 different sections, I think, so it was so much fun to knit each one. I think when I was knitting it, I sort of did a section each week, so it sort of split it up, so it didn't seem so overwhelming, because some big shawls or wraps seem a little bit overwhelming. And I normally wrap it once around my neck like this, so that I've got two big bits hanging here, and then you can see some of the stripy section. I love those two colours striped together. So the yarn I used was my own singles base in my own hand-dyed yarn, and I used the pale grey is Here Comes the Rain Again. I've got Love is a Battlefield is the bright turquoisey bluey green. And then Isla Bonita is the speckly one in between there. So that's 3 yarns together. But that's lovely bright. Actually, there's a bit of a theme going on. I've shown you 2 blue ones already. But I do recommend this shawl. It's a lovely, lovely pattern. There's a little bit of lace in there, but you don't have to include all the sections that are written in the pattern. You could just pick out the ones that you wanted to enjoy knitting the most. But that was lots of fun. This wrap or scarf was actually originally a blanket pattern, and I just converted it to use as a scarf, and it's the Northeasterly blanket pattern by Skeinanigans. And I just decided that I didn't want to be knitting all those lovely yarns to be just kept in the house as a blanket. I wanted to make a sort of scarf shawl wrap type thing. So again, I wear this the same as the one I just showed you, and you can see those lovely chevron shapes. And I basically used lots of little minis that I'd got in an advent calendar, and lots of little minis that I'd got hanging around the house, and I just tried to put things together next to each other that sort of went relatively nicely. And then I did an I-cord edge around the edge to finish it off nicely, because I always love a nice squishy I-cord edge. But there we go. You could, of course, decide to knit a whole blanket in it, but I desperately wanted to be able to wear this out of the house. You could walk around with the blanket on. That'd probably be quite nice, actually. So, right, we have one more wrap style or scarf style. Is my Adventina, and this was a relatively recent make. I did it just about Christmas, and it is massive. I obviously couldn't stop knitting on it. This is actually the end when I finished it off. It started with the blues and the greens, purples, and then a little pop of turquoise in there, and then into yellows. That's one of my favourite sections there, and then into the pinks. What I did is I laid out all my Advent minis and I decided to sort of try and fade it from one colour to another. And this one, I could probably get away with wrapping it around my neck twice if it is a really cold day. Let's try it. Yes, easily. That's twice round my neck. Very cosy and warm. But it was, I actually really enjoyed knitting this shape. The chevrons kept me interested and I loved blending the colours together. That was really loads of fun. I think the pattern actually tells you, sort of holds your hand in telling you when to change from one to another, but I actually just kept knitting until I had about 3 meters left, which was enough for me to do 2 rows. No, I think it was 5 meters actually, 2 rows of the chevron bit so that I could blend it into the next colour, if that makes sense. So that's another lovely option. I'm looking a little bit like a scarecrow now because I've been fiddling with my hair. So thank you so much for watching this video on sort of wraps, but keep an eye out for the other shawl videos that I've got to upload today. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you'd like to see more, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!